are obviously operating with the idea of cap space, right? Preserve the cap space, get ready in the next offseason, unless like a crazy trade, works out. Like let's say the Nets implode and you could go get Kyrie Irving, or a team to keep an eye on would be like the Chicago Bulls, right? Maybe they're not doing too good and they want to move off of DeMar. Maybe the Lakers getting something like that. Just unless something like that happens, very likely Westbrook is going to ride the rest of the season with the Lakers, and then they're going to take that into next season and try to get whatever players or player that they can get to try to get back into contention. And to further this argument, no matter what the Lakers do with trades or however they reconstruct this year, they are going to keep an eye on next summer. That is where they have a lot invested. Being able to get another star-type player next summer. The executive said to the Heavy Sports, this is a report per the Heavy, they're going to look at Kyrie Irving, of course, but he is probably not their top choice. They will look at Jerami Grant, who they liked for a long time. Same with Myles Turner. I think Andrew Wiggins would be a big prize there because he can be play two ways. Source, Frederick Annette at theheavy.com. Now, this was a report from the Heavy, from Frederick, interviewing some executives and stuff along the lines about the Lakers' future after this season, why they are preserving cap space, to kind of get an idea and understanding of what the logic is. Now, obviously, Kyrie Irving is no like surprise, right? We all know the Lakers were trying to get Kyrie Irving. They've operated this entire offseason as if Kyrie Irving is coming at some point, which he very well may. Maybe he does. Maybe the Nets don't work out this season and then Kyrie ends up leaving in free agency and goes and sign with the Lakers and you get the big three. That has always been a real possibility. It makes sense. Kyrie has said and expressed that he'd love to play with LeBron. Even in the media day, Kyrie was a little vague in some questions, some answers and things like that. He did answer some things and did say, this is his home and he wants, he's happy to be here and stuff like that. But some of the other questions about him leaving and is he going to stay here forever, kind of just took the long road to kind of like distract you from the question, stuff like that. Not saying that Kyrie is going to come to the Lakers, but it is something to at least keep an eye on. It's at least worth a discussion. It's at least worth the Lakers taking the time. Whether we think that he's coming or not, it doesn't matter. The Lakers are operating as if he is or he may. So I do think that they're never going to do a trade this year unless it's for like another superstar type player that is going to compromise the potential of Kyrie Irving. It's just the Lakers. It's what they do. They go and chase the superstars. They get the superstars come to LA. You get Kyrie, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. You're a championship contender. You're the best trio in the entire league, hands down, bar none. You take your chances. If this is a possibility, you do that. But I've also said if the Lakers can't get Kyrie Irving and they have 30 to, let's say they renounce everything and they get to like close to 40 million, right? Okay, instead of going and just blowing it all into Kyrie Irving, why not go and get several players? Why not try to get, 2 or 3 players? So that's what this report is, something else that they're talking about, right? Like, so Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant is not going to cost $40 million, $36 million, something like that. He's probably a $20 million a year range. Also, it depends on what type of season he has. What does he do with Portland? Is he a big, two-way style player? Or is he kind of just like another guy on the team? That could affect that. If you could end up getting Jerami Grant for like $15 million, that would be fantastic. 15 to 18 million, be fantastic. Two-way, big size. It immediately solves our wing depth problems, right? Having him, LeBron, and Anthony Davis at your front court, that would be great. Jerami Grant is a guy that can get you 20 on a night. He can guard the other team's best player. He can play the 4, play the 3. Even in some cases, if you're playing like the Warriors with Draymond, you could probably put him on Draymond at the 5. Just a guy that would be very versatile, would be very great. I would be all for it. He has been linked to the Lakers in the past. There was even talks briefly this offseason before he went to Portland about maybe Jerami Grant. Maybe they try to work out a deal to try to go trade for a Jerami Grant. And then Portland ended up getting him. And you'd imagine that Portland wants to keep him around, that he's going to want to stay in Portland, stuff like that. But who knows? Who knows if things work out there? Maybe it doesn't work out and he ends up leaving, or they, decide to trade him or something and just go full tank mode. That's another guy, Damian Lillard, to keep an eye on. If they're, one of the worst teams in the West and they're, chasing for a number one pick or something, like, what do you do? Do you try to unload him? Do you try to do something? Just something to keep an eye on. Next up is Andrew Wiggins. I think beyond Kyrie Irving, I think Andrew Wiggins would be the guy that I could see the Lakers going after the hardest. Like, if Kyrie doesn't come, go get Andrew Wiggins. I think he would be great on this team. Again, two-way guy. He is perfectly comfortable being the third or fourth option on the Warriors. So he'd be perfectly comfortable being the third option on the Lakers. Could kind of step into that number two option role once LeBron ends up leaving. You get him. He's young enough to where you could actually keep him for the long haul, and then you'd have Wiggins and Anthony Davis to kind of build for the future once LeBron James decides to depart. Andrew Wiggins, he's my only concern with Andrew Wiggins is we've seen him as like the number one and number two guy. It just didn't work out, right? Goes to the Warriors, he reinvents himself, and he's fantastic, right? Because he doesn't have that pressure. He doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to give you 25 night in and night out. If he does, it's great. But there's not that pressure as there would be on the Lakers, right? If he goes to the Lakers are going to need him night in and night out to put up 20 plus a game, guard the other team's best player, be that star that the Lakers are paying him to be. And I think that that's just a real question for all teams, not even just the Lakers. I think any team that is considering Andrew Wiggins is going to have that at least question in the back of their mind. Look, Andrew Wiggins is going to get paid regardless, whether it's the Warriors or another team. I've even said that I think the Warriors should keep him over Jordan Poole. I know some people might completely disagree, but what Andrew Wiggins does for the Warriors, Jordan Poole just simply does not and likely never will. They don't need more shooting and scoring. They need a guy that can stop the other team's best player, and that's what Andrew Wiggins is. And Andrew Wiggins was their second best player throughout the playoffs, and especially in the finals. He was so consistent, came up so big, so clutch for him, plus playing defense. Jordan Poole had to be completely taken out of games at times, because if he's not lighting it up, he's useless out there, turning the ball over, just missing shots, taking bad shots. He can't guard anybody. He's just basically a swinging door at that point. Where Wiggins gives you that defense. He gives you that guy that if you need him to, he can go get you 20. I just think he's more valuable to the Warriors than Jordan Poole is. And I think Jordan Poole would get you a much bigger return than Andrew Wiggins. So, like, even if you wanted to do like a sign and trade route, something like that, that would be huge for them. But I do think they will end up letting Andrew Wiggins go. And if so, I wouldn't mind seeing him come to the Lakers. Obviously, Myles Turner, if the Lakers don't trade for him this offseason or this season period, right, the Pacers want to move off of Myles Turner. There was even the report from Bob Kravitz, who is a Pacers insider and a very reputable one. And he said, it'd be basically GML practice if he doesn't get a deal done for Myles Turner, because he is going to walk. Myles Turner doesn't want to be in Indiana anymore. They don't really want him anymore. Both sides kind of want to be done. Myles Turner is a professional. He's going to honor his contract. He's going to do what he needs to do. He's not going to try to force his way out. But you imagine the Pacers want to get a deal done sooner rather than later. Not just that, but he is an injury-prone guy. So if you're Indiana, do you run the risk of him getting hurt and then you're never getting anything from him? I don't think they'll ever get more for Myles Turner than they would right now. Because the thing is like right now he's a flight risk. But more teams would be willing to take him on now because they at least get him for a full season. But say the trade deadline, how many teams are a Myles Turner away from being a contender? How many teams are willing to trade for Myles Turner for, 3-month rental? And then that's it. He leaves. It's just, I don't see that. But if for whatever reason he does become a free agent, then the Lakers could go target him. Why not go after him? Like if you can't have Myles Turner, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James this season, go get him next season. Especially, you may be able to even get, like, say, a Myles Turner and a Jerami Grant or something along those lines. I mean, especially if you have close to 40 million. Myles Turner, he wants 20 plus million. I don't see it. Maybe there's some team that'll give him 20 plus million, but I just think with his injury history, I just think he's a 12-7 guy. So yeah, he's great at blocking shots, but he's not going to give you anything crazy. He does spread the floor, which is nice, but he's not a complete game changer. He's not a guy that is worth max player money. There's just a lot of risks and concerns. So could you get him for like 15 million and then you get maybe Jerami Grant for like 18 million? There you go. You could probably get both of them, maybe work something out. In that regard, LeBron could play the point guard, so then you imagine a team imagine how big that team would be. Now, this is just kind of a pipe dream, but imagine a LeBron James, say LeBron James, Patrick Beverley, Jerami Grant, Anthony Davis, and Myles Turner. Oh my God, good luck. That would be like, to me, that'd be a home run. Boom. Like, again, not to get too high, it's just a thought, just an interesting thought. That'd be something nice. I mean, you'd have defense, you'd have offense, you'd have scoring, you'd have shooting, you'd have basically everything. But I do think Jerami Grant is going to get paid by someone. I don't think the Lakers would get him for like 18 million, but nonetheless, I mean, or even Wiggins, like, maybe you could get Wiggins for like 20 million. If you sign him to a long-term deal, if he wants to go to the Lakers, like, hey man, we'll give you that, or maybe, kind of throw him like a poison pill contract to where it's more back-end heavy. So like when LeBron leaves, you got that. Again, imagine LeBron, Beverly, Wiggins, Turner, and Davis. Whew. But anyway, moving on. Outside of these guys, I do think the Lakers prioritize Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving is the guy that they want the most. Then I think it would be Andrew Wiggins, and then probably Jerami Grant, and then Myles Turner. And the reason I think Myles Turner would be last is because, one, I would assume they would look at, we have Anthony Davis. Not only that, but they could probably retain Thomas Bryant, and Damian Jones might even opt in. So then you got your center. So I don't think Myles Turner would be as big of a priority, where like a wing player, they would do everything they can, especially if this season doesn't go the way that they hope. I think we're going to be pretty good this season, personally, but we don't have a Jerami Grant or an Andrew Wiggins. That would be really nice. So it's just something to keep in mind. I could see them prioritizing that and going like, we won't have any, and not just that, but you probably could retain Patrick Beverley. You could probably retain Dennis Schroeder. You have LeBron James. So I think they would look at it as like, let's go, if we can't get Kyrie Irving, let's go get a wing. Let's go get a Wiggins, Grant, something along those lines, to where, now you have Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James, Jerami Grant, Anthony Davis. Something like that. I think that would be a very good starting five. You got some good balance, stuff like that. Go get some role guys. You'd probably still have some money left over even after Jerami Grant, because again, he's not going to be a $36 million a year guy. So I think you have some potential. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of the Lakers and their future offseason targets? Now, obviously, this could completely change. This could be something that turns, if the Lakers end up making a deal, making a trade. Like I said, and I might even make a video about that specifically on DeMar DeRozan, because I think that that's something very interesting. I really do think we need to keep an eye on the Bulls. I really do. I think it's something that, even DeMar's been talking about the Lakers so much lately, all of that stuff. But anyway, again, however you feel, would you like any of these guys? What priority would you put these guys? Like, even if in the comment section, just list, Kyrie 1, Wiggins 2, Grant 3, Turner 4, whatever. Or other guys that you'd like to see them go after. Like, I wouldn't even mind like a Gary Trent Jr., something like that. Young was like, I believe led the league in 30-point games last season, or was up there. He was like maybe number 2 or 3. I know he had a ton of 30-point games. And I remember seeing a stat where it was like he had more 30-point games than like Harden, Kevin Durant, like Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard. Like, it just listed all these guys. But anyway, yeah, as always, I want to hear your opinions. Good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. Whatever. Let me know. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.